What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our our Kentucky Derby horse capsules, as we now are going to go to Encino, a horse I am pretty excited about. We'll see what happens with this horse. All right, so Encino starts off at Turfway Park, gets second in a maiden special weight, then wins a maiden special weight, then wins the John Battaglia, which is the prep for the Jeff Ruby Stakes. So everybody kind of got excited about this horse. A lot of people in the Racing Dudes community got excited about this horse there at Turfway Park. And I did too. The last race that I mentioned, the John Battaglia, very good race. I was like, okay, yeah, he's for real. A couple of things, and this isn't a knock on the horse, and this isn't a knock on Turfway Park. It's a kind of just a fact. Cox usually doesn't send his better 3-year-olds to Turfway. So I was still a little skeptical, but my eyes were telling me, no, this looks like a pretty good horse. But my mind kept thinking, well, Cox doesn't usually send his best over there to Turfway. But anyway, the horse entered in the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland. And when those past performances came out, I said, look, this horse could run second or third. I really like Sierra Leone, but past that, I thought, this Encino, he can run second or third here, no doubt. They scratched him. And I thought the day of the race, that's weird. I don't think that's a really good sign. They entered him back in the Lexington. And I almost said, well, I think that scratch is a bad sign. I'm not going to play him in the Lexington. But thankfully, I thought to myself, look, if you think he's going to run second or third in the Bluegrass, you have to play him to win the Lexington. If you think he's that good, he will win the race. Not only did he win it, I loved the way he won the Lexington Stakes. I thought the Lexington was his best race by far, and I liked his John Battaglia a lot. So I was super excited about this horse. He went to the front without really being asked. Then the Wine Steward, a pretty good horse, came right up next to him, and Encino just fended him off like he was nothing. And I think the Wine Steward's pretty good. So this horse is getting better. I think second race on the dirt, he may even get better. I'm really high on Encino. Here's the problem. Now, let's start with the good news. He's in the field. He has enough points to make it. After he won the Lexington, he was 21st. Pretty much assume, yeah, if he can run, if he wants to run in the Kentucky Derby, they're going to run him because he'll get in. Well, he already has one defection, so now he's 20th. So anyway, that's all good stuff. Kind of the bad news is it felt a little bit like the connections want to go to the Preakness, especially after the Lexington. With Brad Cox, kind of how he trains horses, the Preakness makes more sense. He usually doesn't wheel them back all that quickly. So getting 5 weeks in between races, I kind of is in his wheelhouse, what he likes to do. Those are the negatives. It's a hard decision. I think the Preakness will probably have a little bit easier of a field. However, you do have Muth sitting right there waiting for the Preakness. That automatically makes that race tougher. So but still, I think the Preakness probably be a little bit more logical of a field. But look, he kind of fits with these Derby horses too. Like Encino winning the Kentucky Derby is not going to shock me at all. He's running pretty similar to all these horses, right? So I don't know. It's a tough decision. It's a tough decision for sure. I think the other thing is, you don't have that 1.5 mile Belmont. You have more of quote unquote normal distance. So if you run in the Kentucky Derby, a lot of times these horses would just skip the last 2 legs, where the Belmont might be a little bit more intriguing for horses to enter this year. So you could go Derby Belmont, or you could put all your eggs in the Preakness basket. You're probably not wheeling back in 3 weeks if you're Brad Cox to run in the Belmont. Then they have a tough decision to make. I don't think either one is necessarily the wrong decision. I just think when you look at this horse, he probably should be in the Kentucky Derby. It's just a matter if they want to run him there. This horse is by Nyquist out of a Bernardini mare. And, leading up to the Lexington, people are like, I don't know if I want to back him at a little bit of a shorter price with no dirt races. And I'm like, how did this horse even win on synthetic? Like, this is a dirt pedigree for sure. Like, I think he's going to run better, and he certainly did. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little too soon. Maybe he's not quite ready for it. Maybe in the summers when he's going to get his grade 1. All these things kind of creep into my mind, but I just keep coming back to this horse has been really good all 4 races. Horse was better on the dirt. The horse showed he had versatility with a just a surprising that he took him gate to wire. Let's say in the Lexington, he's got a great pedigree. He's got great connections. I hope to see him in the Derby. I think this will be on. He'll be on my ticket if he's there. So, just can't say too much good about it, or too many, great things about him. I mean, he's just over and over. I just look at this and go, man, he's a real deal. He definitely is the real deal. So, all right, that'll do it for the capsule of Encino. We'll see what he does. Maybe this capsule will be worthless in a couple of weeks when he decides to go to when his connections decide to send him to the Preakness, or maybe it'll be helpful if they enter him. We're going to see. It's a tough decision. I don't envy them at all. Actually, I do envy them. I would love to make that decision. That would be great. So my decisions with the horses I've owned is $5,000 claimer or 7.5, right? So yeah, I would love the decision, Preakness or Derby. All right, that'll do it for our capsule of Encino. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Anytime we do videos like this, and most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more coverage of Kentucky Derby 150.